Hello there, YouTube. Just wanted to jump on right quick to say that today is the beginning of like a week to 10 days worth of 100-degree weather, which is highly unusual, as I've probably mentioned 1,000 times, for the Northwest. I mean, our summer's 80s, you know, you'll get a few days in the 90s, but I mean, we have these little heat things every once in a while, but it's like every, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, and it'll just be a few days of it, it's gone. But it's been consistently warmer than usual. Like yesterday coming home, it was 96. Heck, it was 91 up at my house when I got home. Now, I've seen it at my house. This was the summer of 08. It got up to 103. And I think it's bounced at 100 degrees a couple of times since then. Actually, it was 108. Because I remember I was rebuilding the steps going up to the front porch in that, and just sweltering heat. And but I think we'll get a day. It'll be like one day that you'll get this little heat flash. All these warnings come out, you know, the typical stuff, you know, make sure your pet and elderly and whatever are safe. Keep yourself safe. Keep yourself hydrated, which is very important. But anyway, for these sustained, I remember when I was down in Utah and I was coming up, I forget what day of the week it was, I was supposed to be back in town, but initially they were predicting 105 or something like that the day that I returned. But luckily it switched, and then it was a threat of rain, which had me concerned, because I hate riding in the rain, especially on my Road King. Although I got caught between Ogden and Salt Lake City, and geez, because we didn't go to, you know, I don't have all my cleaning stuff with me. It took me forever to slowly but surely clean things up, and you know, it wasn't done right until I got home. But I can make these things look like brand new again, but it takes me hours to do it. Come on, people. I wish I could be that relaxed to just ignore the people that are behind me. If I feel like I'm holding somebody up, I just find a place and I pull over. I get the hell off the road. You know, who am I to affect these people's lives by poking along? You know, what right do I have to do that to somebody? Other people just don't care. If I'm holding you up and I'm driving like an idiot, making you late to doctor's appointment, work, whatever, I don't care. I can't be that way at all. But this is the beginning of the end. This is the day the world went into flames. It's going to be an apocalypse. It's going to have a whole lot different feel coming through here tonight than what it does right now. 75 degrees right now. This is like a winter coat weather compared to what it's going to be like coming home. Now, you wouldn't think 25 degrees would have that. There's a deer sitting right here on the side of this hill. He's going to run right in front of me. No, it's going to stay. Oh, it's going to run. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to hurt you. Just you don't freak out and leap in front of me. As you can can see I didn't clean the windshield. I really need, I have to do that this weekend. Need to wait towards the end of the day when the old sun drops behind the forest across the street from me there and give this thing a good old-fashioned washing down. And that's pretty bad when even the customers are going, oh, well, you let that thing kind of get a little dirty, didn't you? I'm like, uh-oh. Now, you know the old saying, you know my mom used to tell me? She's full-blood Irish, you know, so she's got all these sayings, you know. And when we were kids, you know, you remember when you were a kid and you hated taking a bath or a shower? That was like an inconvenience. It didn't matter that you stuck like a wet dog or something. That was just not in your list of to-do things, you know. But my mom used to always tell me that when you get bad enough that you can smell yourself, 10 other people already smelt you before you smelt yourself, you know. Weird things like that stick in my head, and I repeat those back to my kids. They're probably going to tell their kids the same thing. You know, and it's funny, to this day, my mom lives way north of me. It's about a 9-hour trip. She lives way up in Newport, Washington, and she's literally blocks from the Idaho border, and just above her is Canada. She's way up there. Anyway, really beautiful up there, by the way. It reminds me of the Ozark Mountains in the south. Beautiful rocky hills, and oh, it is beautiful up there. But they have extreme winters. They don't measure their snow in inches, they measure snow in feet. But then they have extreme, in excess of 100-degree summers, that's the kind of weather I absolutely love. And that's the way Texarkana was. I swear Texarkana, well, they never get, you know, 6 feet of snow, but that's even kind of rare around here. But in the lowlands, they actually get more snow every winter than we do here in the lowlands. Of course, you know, you go up, you got the option of taking a 15-minute drive and being feet of snow, but, you know, where I live, and way colder, way colder. We're talking teens and 20s below zero at times. And in the summer, needless to say, there's a period of time where the heat is, you don't go outside. It gets so hot for, it's like, I don't know, 3 to 4 week period, maybe not that long, but there's a period each summer, and it never passes without doing this. That, I mean, it can be 113 degrees in the middle of the night. How people without air conditioning survive in that, I have no idea. It must be conditioning or something. Oh man, our house here in Texarkana, we had our air conditioner go down, and I think the highs during the day were, you know, in the low teens, 111, 112. And that air conditioner went out, and of course all my kids are real young at the time, and holy shit, I mean, literally a sense of panic, like, I can't survive. You'll survive. you won't have a very comfortable night's sleep, but you'll survive. Man, you know, there, like every city, there's poor parts of town, and I remember, you know, driving along with my parents, and then again when we moved back there, you know, you're driving along in your car with your air conditioner going, you're nice and comfortable, and you drive by these I don't want to, well, I don't mean poor as in money poor, but really that, I guess that is what I mean. I mean poor as I feel sorry for them, because being poor or rich is not always quantified and money. I know some of the people that have I mean literally nothing, and are way richer than I could. Look at the train's got a whole bunch of military stuff. It looks like it's sitting right in the middle of that park, but the tracks run through there. Looks like there's a military operation going on at that RV park. But anyway, yeah, like I say, the amount of money you have doesn't dictate whether you're rich or poor in your heart and soul. And the old saying, you know, money doesn't bring happiness. Some of the most wealthy people I know are probably the most unhappy people I know. And I have to say by a huge margin, actually. But anyway, where was I going with this thing? Oh yeah, we drive along with the air conditioners on, and I mean, some of these people live in what you and I would probably consider a shack. I mean, they actually have washing machines and they, for whatever reason, they're always sitting on their front porch. I don't know why that is in the South, but you see these old, I mean, these houses, literally, you wonder how they stand up. And some of the storms we have there, you know, tornadoes coming close by, and, you know, it doesn't even have to produce a storm, and the winds can be substantial down there. How these things stand up, I don't know. But anyway, I mean, these old washing machines from the turn of the 20th century, you know, it's crazy. And they seem to be happy as a lark. Sweltering heat, and they're just sitting there in an old rocking chair, just looking out, watching the world drive by, you know. And for some reason, there's peace in that. You know, it's not, when it's really hot, I feel sorry for them, but, you know, you really shouldn't. You really shouldn't. You don't know their situation. That may be the way they were brought up, and that's what they know, that's what they're happy with, and you're feeling sorry for someone that's just happy as a clam. So, but anyway, your heart goes out to them when it's that hot, and you know their house doesn't have air conditioning and all these creature comforts and amenities that we have, that we would literally, like myself, freak out if your air conditioner broke down. We have air conditioning in our house. They're window ones. I mean, most, you know, new modern houses, people, you know, they have heat pumps with air conditioning, and I mean, everybody does it now, but anything that's, you know, 80s or older, most of them, they didn't come with air conditioning. You literally did not need air conditioning in the South. And I remember, you know, my parents' house, they always had very nice houses. I was brought up very spoiled, and even there, I mean, the air conditioning wasn't on all that much. You can just have the windows open. It just doesn't get hot around here. Well, I'm telling you, that has changed. You know, the planet is changing. And the crazy thing is, Robert Robb and I were kind of bouncing comments and replies back and forth that the world's freaking changing. I mean, there's some bizarre weather, especially these last couple years. I mean, places in the South that, you know, I mean, they got to dig way back in the archives to even see when the last time it got snow. Some of them maybe never got snow before, recorded anyway, and got snow. And then, you know, like when spring came around, I mean, we were having these 70 to 80 degree days, and they're still getting snow. I mean, I have people from the South going, geez, I wish I could go out for a ride. I'm like, wait a minute, this is all wrong. We're reversed here. I'm the one that should be saying that to you. But yeah, crazy stuff. But it has noticeably, especially the last couple years, and it just could be a phase we're going through too, you know, these things happen. But man, it's hotter than hell around here. This is not our weather around here. Isn't there, and I want to know who started this and how this became some kind of a rule. But I've heard, these are not people I normally follow, but I've stumbled across videos, or actually I think it's people talking about videos, and then they left a link to somebody else. But anyway, how did it become taboo to discuss weather on a motovlog? We're on a motorcycle, totally out in the elements. So, I mean, one way or the other, you're going to eventually start talking about the weather, because you are... I'm not sitting in my car and having my little climate control button sitting there, you know, to make myself all nice and cozy, you know. You're in this crap. So, I mean, if nothing else, you'll talk about gear that provides, you know, extreme heat survival and winter gear that keeps you warm and dry. I mean, you're gonna talk about weather probably a lot. And I would hate to be, you know, one of these people that, you know, hear that it's taboo to talk about weather, or it's just not acceptable or whatever to talk about weather in a motovlog. You know, going out of their way to avoid talking about the weather. You're in the weather. You know, and around here, weather is everything, because we can have the longest, wettest. I mean, we can literally have 9 months of winter, 9 months of rain, and it's not unusual. What the hell? It's not unusual for that to happen. So, hell yeah, I'm gonna talk about weather all the time. When it's nice around here, it's a gift. But just as I was talking early on, you know, it's, you know, which just seems like weeks ago. I know it's been longer than that, obviously, but, you know, complaining, you know, it's not, it's clear out, you know, but I'm freezing. I gotta wear all this gear, and I don't feel like I can move around comfortably because you're all Eskimo, you know, bound up in winter gear. And I can't wait until I can just wear my light little coat and drive down the road and have all this freedom of movement and stuff like that. And I'm going, yeah, oh, look at that. That was a like a turquoise and cream colored Road King, just like mine. There's a guy that lives in Toledo that has the same year and same setup. You could order these things from the factory this way. The way mine's set up, that's the way it came from Harley. This old guy ordered it that way, with the solo, some kind of a touring seat, the stage 1 intake, and it wasn't actually called Screaming Eagle at the time, or it wasn't commonly called. The Screaming Eagle was part of their race line, you know, their drag racing and stuff that they did. So if you see stuff like 02 and older, it's not uncommon not to see Screaming Eagle stamped on the exhaust. And if you take the bags off, there's a stamp on there, and it says something about Harley Davidson Racing Division or something like that. But it is not called Screaming Eagle. And the airbox wasn't called Screaming Eagle. So anyway, this guy ordered it from Harley just as you see it. Because they contacted the guy because we have a very, very strict privacy policy where not even between stores can you give out customer information, even internally, company-wise. There's a way you can kind of see that, but you don't need to be messing with that kind of crap. But anyway, whoever it was, I forget if it was one of the sales guys or one of the men. Anyway, they got a hold of the car store that took the thing in trade, and they got a hold of the guy that owned them. And I guess he's a gruff old feller. in a very, like, almost in an angered way, said, that's the way that, there is no back seat and floorboards, that's the way that thing came. I ordered it just like that. So a friend of mine that, well, now oddly enough he doesn't work at latest Harley Davidson, but seems like he still does. He still hangs around with the, you know, well, you got it, you know how you are, you end up with a big group of where your customers become your friends. But anyway, he came over and I was showing it to him one day, and he goes, oh yeah, he goes, you know, in the early 2000s there was that thing, you know, Honda was doing it too, where you build your bike on the website type of thing, and pick the dealer you want to go to, and you know, you buy your customized bike. But apparently this was like a like with the F3s, there's a package you can buy. There's a tour package and an attitude package and something else. But anyway, they come set up a certain way, and essentially my Road King was that way. And the reason I know this is because I've come across about 4 of them exactly like mine, with the same solo seat, the same little fender rack that, you know, goes where the passenger seat goes. I mean, set up just the same. So obviously it was a package. Maybe it was called the Solo package. He, the guy from the Harley shop, Glenn's his name. He's a really cool guy, super cool guy. He was the one that was inviting me to all the ride events that I went on with them. There's a Harley trike. Damn, it's already hot. I'm starting to get into these damn freeway vlogs. That's a lot of you guys always talk about how you like the scenery and stuff. There's a, well, maybe this may seem scenic to you, but to me this is just going down the freeway. We've entered the great metropolis of Kalama, Washington. But anyway, I am going to let you go. I will chit chat with you guys while I'm sweating, but it's already 80 degrees. Holy moly. Wow, it's going to be a burner. 80 degrees at 9 something in the morning here. Holy moly. This is kind of like Texas. But anyway, so I don't say multiple goodbyes, I'm going to make this my final goodbye. So thank you very much. I appreciate you watching, and I hope the weather is a little cooler and more comfortable in your area. I'm comfortable now. It won't be later. I won't be in that sweat box at work either. So anyway, I'll chat with you later. We'll see ya. Thanks now.